Sports motivation is something that's important not only for athletes, but for anyone looking to achieve their goals. Whether you're trying to get in shape, improve your personal best time, or win a championship, staying motivated is key to success. But what does it take to stay motivated, even when the going gets tough? In this video, we'll explore the different factors that contribute to sports motivation and give you practical tips for staying inspired and on track. Number 1. Setting clear goals. The first key to sports motivation is setting clear goals. Without specific, measurable goals in mind, it's hard to stay focused and motivated. So whether you're training for a marathon or trying to beat your personal best time on the basketball court, make sure you have a specific goal in mind. This could be a time, a distance, or even a number of reps or sets. Once you have a goal, you can work backward and create a training plan that will help you achieve. One important thing to keep in mind when setting goals is to make them realistic and achievable. If your goal is too lofty, you may get discouraged and give up before you even get started. On the other hand, if your goal is too easy, you may not be challenged enough to stay motivated. So find a balance that works for you. Another important factor when it comes to goal setting is to make sure your goals are within your control. For example, if your goal is to win a championship, there may be factors outside of your control like injuries or the performance of your teammates that could prevent you from achieving. Instead, focus on goals that you can control, like improving your own skills and performance. Number 2. Finding your source of motivation. Once you have clear goals in mind, the next step is to find your source of motivation. For some athletes, motivation comes from the desire to prove themselves to others. They may have something to prove to a coach, a parent, or even themselves. For others, motivation comes from the love of the game. They simply enjoy the sport and the challenge of pushing themselves to be better. And for some, motivation comes from the fear of failure. They don't want to let themselves down or let others down. Whatever your source of motivation may be, it's important to identify it and use it to your advantage. For example, if your motivation comes from the desire to prove yourself, use that as fuel to work harder and improve your skills. If your motivation comes from the love of the game, remind yourself why you enjoy it and focus on the joy of playing, rather than just the end result. And if your motivation comes from the fear of failure, use that fear to push yourself out of your comfort zone and take risks. Number 3. Consistency is key. Another important factor when it comes to sports motivation is consistency. It's not enough to be motivated for a day or a week. You need to make it a habit and consistently work towards your goals. This means sticking to your training schedule, making healthy choices, and pushing yourself even when you don't feel like it. One way to stay consistent is to create a routine. This could be a specific time of day that you train or a specific set of exercises that you do each week. By creating a routine, you'll make it easier to stay motivated and make progress towards your goals. Another important aspect of consistency is accountability. It's easy to let ourselves off the hook when we don't feel like working out or training. But if you have someone holding you accountable like a coach, a training partner, or even a friend, you'll be more likely to stick to your routine and stay consistent. This is because you'll feel a sense of responsibility towards that person, and you won't want to let them down. Number 4. Overcoming obstacles. Even with clear goals, a source of motivation, and consistency, there will still be obstacles that get in the way of your sports motivation. Whether it's an injury, a setback, or a period of low motivation, It's important to have strategies in place for overcoming these obstacles. One key strategy is to stay positive. It's easy to get down on yourself when things aren't going as planned, but by focusing on the positive, you can maintain your motivation and keep pushing forward. For example, if you're injured and can't train as hard as you'd like, focus on what you can do, like stretching or doing low-impact exercises instead of what you can't do. Another important strategy for overcoming obstacles is to stay flexible. Sometimes, things don't go as planned, and it's important to be able to adapt to changes. This could mean adjusting your training plan, finding new ways to stay motivated, or even taking a break if needed. By staying flexible, you'll be better equipped to handle whatever comes your way. Part 5. Celebrating your successes. Finally, it's important to celebrate your successes along the way. When you reach a goal or make progress towards it, take the time to acknowledge your hard work and give yourself a pat on the back. This will help you stay motivated and remind you of why you're doing what you're doing. Celebrating your successes can take many forms. It could be as simple as treating yourself to your favorite meal or taking a day off to relax. Or it could be more involved, like throwing a party or sharing your success with others. Whatever form it takes, make sure to celebrate your successes and take pride in your achievements. In conclusion, sports motivation is a key factor in achieving success in any athletic endeavor. By setting clear goals, finding your source of motivation, staying consistent, overcoming obstacles, and celebrating your successes, you'll be able to maintain your motivation and reach your full potential. Remember, sports motivation isn't just about winning or achieving your goals. It's about enjoying the journey and pushing yourself to be the best you can be. So go out there, stay motivated, and have fun.